Yep. So there's a new tutorial video up, which I dropped to you. Oops. Jay's just dropped off. Back again. So yeah, that video. Tell me if it's okay. Watch 2 minutes of it or something if you're interested. And I'm going to start sharing it out to any new people that come into the sort of community as a way to get them signed up with a password manager and open up their Eternal wallet. If there's any glaring gaps in it that you think is needed as well. I haven't done a full like tutorial hands-on step from moving your tokens from the exchange to wallet yet. But if that's of interest, I could perhaps do something like that for some of the platforms. I'm dropped off again. Let's have a look. Let me jump and have a look. Mm-hmm. I was telling my kids about the crypto unicorns, and he got dead excited and was jumping straight into it and setting up his wallet, getting his MetaMask going, and I was like, well, yeah, but this is all good, but you do need to take a bit of some measured steps and slow down a bit, think about what you're doing. This is real money we'll be putting in, and yeah. So I did, yes, I sat in on that. I just spectated. Right. Okay. Yeah, I haven't actually bought anything on OpenSea before. No, it's there's lots of things to give you hesitation. It seemed as well that one of the things that came out of that webinar was that Beck said that you're best matching your unicorn with the land that you buy, because if they're compatible types, then you'll get higher yield from them. So there's obviously a whole lot of gameplay and strategy in there that is not obvious for newbies. Yeah. Yeah, they seem to have intuition that it's turned into a genetic trait. Just no, it's good to have kids. Yeah, they'll lead the way. See, I'll probably do a similar deal if he's dead keen. After he's seen the game, I'll put some money towards him buying, and then I'll split profits with him. Yes, to actually play, I think, yes. But I want him to watch the videos and go through the seminars and get to grips with it. Yeah, so I'm just showing on screen this new hardware wallet I came across. So it should be on the share screen, one of the windows. If you've got Ledger already, yes. Don't go shopping for one of these, but I was interested in it because I'm thinking of buying this one. Sorry, say again, Joe. Yeah, the engrave. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you have the Ledger Nano, it's worth using it anyway. Is it the Nano S? Is that the small one, or so that? I mean, by small, it just means that you can't install more apps on it easily. So if you've just got the ones covered the basic ones that you need, then it's definitely worth using the hardware wallet. If you have one already, it's not going to do any damage, and it will just be restricted in terms of how many different wallets you can interact with, like how many different chains. So, like with these hardware wallets, it seems you need to install support for Cardano or Harmony and things like that. So if you just got the ones that you're currently using, maybe Ethereum and Cardano, then you might be able to get away with just that. And having any of your transactions on a hardware wallet is a good thing. And from what I can tell, having interacted with Ethereum ecosystem and Cardano, the Cardano one is more easy to secure just using your hardware wallet. Would be ideal for Cardano as well, but it's reasonably easy to do a decent job of securing it on desktop, whereas Ethereum seems to be much harder to secure. So if anything, I would get your Ethereum stuff onto the hardware wallet if you have one. And yeah, the one I was looking at probably buying is going to be the so either the Ledger Nano X, which is the one with more space on. Actually no. So the Nano X is a wireless one, so that means you can Bluetooth to it. But people are saying that that's a potential security risk. The Nano S, I think, has nearly as much memory now as the Nano X, but it's not wireless, so you still plug it in with a wire, and that seems to be a more secure approach. And then there's the Trezor, the new Trezor, which is twice the price of the most expensive Ledger, I think. And that one is a touch screen and color screen and things, so that'd be very nice to have. But again, it's twice the price, so I don't know whether it justifies it. 4 times the price of the Nano S. And then in my investigations, I came across this Engrave one, which looks even better again. And it's almost the same size as a mobile phone, so it's pretty chunky, but I wouldn't be carrying my wallet around with me anyway. Yeah, and it's a full touchscreen, so lots of memory, lots of apps space, and you interact with it just like you would with a mobile phone, so it'll be more familiar, simpler to understand and get to grips with, I think. And it has lots of the benefits of like the wireless ones, but it doesn't have any wireless tech in it. So what it's doing is actually it's got a camera on it, and it uses those cameras for like facial recognition, so you can unlock it with thumbprint, and I think it's thumbprint, and I don't know if it does facial recognition actually. I might have made that up. But you can unlock it biometrics, which is great, and then also you can use, so if you're interacting with the computer version of the wallet, you just scan QR codes back and forward to actually sign transactions. So you're getting the benefit of not having to plug the thing in. It's got a battery, so it can stay on all the time, even when you're away from the computer. But it talks to the computer using QR code scanning. So I thought that was a really nice take. You can also get it to come with this metal plate that helps you store your seed phrase in a really secure way. And they've got this clever method with it, in that the top plate is standardized, but the bottom plate, which is the one that holds your actual key, is unique to you. So when you open your Engrave and get it going, you then stamp your seed phrase into this plate, and then you can store the decoder and the underlying plate in different places if you want to be really secure. And if you lose the top plate or it gets stolen, then you can actually order a replacement, because it's got a serial number on it, and that will let you effectively have a redundancy built into your seed phrase storage too. I think if you lose the bottom plate, though, you're still scuppered. I wasn't able to understand if that was a way of restoring that, but yeah, really sort of clever approach. And so you're combining this slick, mobile, familiar interface with a hardware steel plate storage. Now, the downside is that it's really expensive. so, so whether it's worth doing or not, I'm not sure. But yeah, interesting. So which is the ledger that you've got, Robin? Okay, so that's the newer one with lots of space and the wireless, I think, isn't it? So it's got a battery. So yeah. So are there any particular topics you want to cover today? Touched on hardware wallets already. Yeah, so I can talk through the mechanisms. Whether I'll be able to share how to actually do the vote itself, I'll probably try and figure out whilst I'm speaking, because it's all on mobile when you're actually placing the votes themselves. So you can't vote from desktop yet, which makes it a bit harder to share. The research, the reading about it, are done on a few different platforms. The sort of core one is the official one. Isn't the best platform for reading on, but that has the source of information. So every other way of browsing through the proposals is a secondary data set. So it's it's reading the latest information from the core platform, but it is interpreted and manipulated and shown in different ways. So I've just dropped the link into the chat that shows you all the proposals that I'm involved in, if you wanted to vote for more. And the way the voting works is that so on that first screen on the dashboard, I don't know if you can see, that's all flipped for me, but you've got the tally of your voting power. So that was decided at the snapshot a few weeks back. So whatever was in your wallet that was registered to vote is snapshotted, and that becomes your voting power. And you vote for any proposal, either positively or negatively, with 100% of your voting power. So you can vote as many times as you want on as many different proposals as you want, and it just you're not splitting your vote power at all. You're just actually applying that whole voting power to that vote. So this time round, if you've got 1,000 ADA in your wallet and you go and vote for 10 different proposals, each of those proposals will receive 1,000 weight in their voting accumulation. So the decision then on who wins the vote is whoever's accumulated the most voting power assigned to them. And so when you upvote, you're giving your 1,000 power to them. If you downvote, you're removing 1,000 vote power from them. So I'm a skeptic of the downvote. I don't really like it as a concept, but it's seen as a sort of security measure to try and remove bad actors from the system. If we find that there's somebody who's just scamming, gaming, got a rug pull, not actually going to build anything, then we could all, it could be spread around the community, and we could downvote that proposal and any subsequent proposals if we wanted to. But it just seems a little negative in comparison to the bulk of the attitudes in Catalyst. But that's fine. People know better. People know people better than I do, probably, on this kind of scale of endeavor. So yes, you go through, you can select as many proposals as you want. You do have to search through them. So like the link I've just sent you will show up on your desktop. Yeah, and that's a real problem. The searching in the app is terrible. So that's why everybody has to have these sort of link trees and bookmark lists of things to try and improve on the exposure for proposals. It's all a work in progress. It's all experimental, and so the searching is not great at the moment. But if you actually have the name of the proposals, so for example, you've got impact staking. When you search for impact staking in the app, it will find the proposal, and then you can select it for voting. And the UI is improved quite a bit. So you've got a favorites feature now, so you can click the heart at the top right if you want to come back and read a bit more. You don't have to put a vote on it right there and then. So you can create lists and things. You can also scan backwards and forwards through the proposals that you have chosen, that you've got in your selection, I believe. And there's a link from the app out to the main platform as well, which is IdeaScale. So actually on the link tree on the screen I'm sharing, if you click through on those proposals, that takes you to the official platform for where the proposals are submitted and collected, and tells you what phase we're in, how far we're going. Oh, did it stop when my screen glitched? Yeah, it did. Yeah, I think you can share if I stop. Yeah, I just tried to join from my mobile so I could share screen, but it killed my desktop connection, which is where all the recording's being done, so that didn't work for me. The IdeaScale platform is where you can browse through the proposals, but the one you want to vote in is just a separate Catalyst voting app. Yeah, so if you just search for Fluid 7, yeah. No, that looks like the IdeaScale platform rather than the voting app. So so that's where you browse through the proposals. So you can see I've got the desktop version screen shared at the moment, and that will show you where all the proposals are. And if you search on here, it's got a terrible search engine as well. Searching for Fluid 7 doesn't even turn everything up. But if you install the Project Catalyst voting app, so if you open up that app, have you opened up that app on your mobile? It tells you, yep, yep. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So in if you click on proposals, and then in the search box there, you search for impact staking. Then that's where you will yeah. And so yeah, all these ones on the link tree, which I'm screen sharing now, I'm involved in some way, shape, or form with those projects. So the impact staking is the one that's all Fluid Sevens. Well, we're collaborating with a business development team from the States who are really good. But yeah, we'll control the budget for that. Swarm Labs and Swarm DAO tools, an ecosystem map, we'll be sharing with other development teams. And then Cardano accountants and lawyers, I'm just sort of an advisory position on that proposal. But I am doing other work with that business behind it, Trellis, and the SBO Learning Support Community DAO. That is, I'm going to be sort of on a panel of SBOs taking through business development for stake pool operators. Yeah, true. Yeah, and I mean, you should be able to just search for Fluid 7 with a space or without, and it would just work in a normal search engine. You probably have success with that. But yeah, it's not the greatest search engine on IdeaScale or in the Catalyst voting app. Good work. Excellent. And it looks like, yay, well done. Thank you very much. You've just voted for me. Yeah, so we're on Catalyst Fund 9. That's what we're voting for at the moment, and Fund 10 will start in a month or so. But in fact, I had created a pick list of proposals that I wanted to, if anybody was going to do wider searching. There's another couple of tools out there that do the community built tools that give you a much better control over much better filtering and searching and finding access to proposals. So this one is a newer one, Lido Nation, and it's had the most work recently. It's a really good tool, so I've dropped that into the chat. We have Men's 801 joined us today, who is a relation of mine. I don't know if he'll be joining us on mic today, but yeah, say hi to Peter. So the chat, if you're not familiar with Discord, is available by hovering over my face. Hover over the Hangout channel on the left of the voice, and there's an open chat thing. It might have popped up in for us all already, but that's a way to get back to it. And in the chat, I've dropped a link to the Lido Nation list of proposals. This is a platform that lets you browse through all proposals over all the funds in a much nicer way than you can do on IdeaScale. And the link that I've sent you takes you straight to a pick list of all the proposals that I'm considering at the moment. So there's a role coming up in Catalyst, because there are I don't know how many proposals this time, thousands of proposals this time. It's impossible for any one individual to know them all, to understand them all, and it's a really high ask to try and get everybody who holds ADA to go through and read all these proposals, make a valid assessment, and then vote for them. So we are incorporating a delegated voting system into Catalyst now, and I think that'll be starting from Fund 10. So you'll have the option of being able to delegate your voting power to a representative. So, for example, if I do stand as a DREP, a delegated representative, then you could assign your voting power to me, and then would hold these sorts of calls. You'd express to me which projects you're interested in. I can go through and assess them, and then I will commit to voting under certain criteria. So, I'm a strong advocate for people who are technically knowledgeable voting on technically challenging to understand projects, and I also think that people should have the ability to choose ethically, morally, or with impact in mind which proposals they will choose on. So that'll probably be the sort of the platform I'd say I'll be voting for. I'll be looking for proposals that meet my criteria in terms of decentralization, of empowering developing nations, and of providing distribution of wealth where there is none at the moment. So to prevent the accumulation of wealth and to increase the spread of wealth. That's what my platform would probably be. And so these proposals, I've tried to choose them with those sorts of criteria in mind in preparation for perhaps standing as a DREP in Fund 10. So, of course, I've stuck all my proposals in there as well, because I stand behind the proposals that I'm actually involved in. But on top of that, I've gone through teams that I know are building, looked at their proposals, the ones that I like, I've added into this list. And so most of these proposals in this list are guys that I've had conversations with or seen them present. And so I have a decent level of faith that they'll be able to deliver on what they're promising, or at least, the money will be well spent in terms of them trying things, experimenting, trying to get to a place of improvement in this ecosystem. So yeah, feel free to have a look through any of those, and that might narrow the thousands down to the hundreds, but still, it's a lot of reading that you could potentially be doing. Um, yeah. So you've cast your vote. Jaya, any more questions about how to get? Great. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So um, any wallet that you have that has registered in time for the snapshot is then eligible to vote. And you should see a different voting power on your different mobiles based on how much ADA you had in those wallets at the time. If you've got, but yeah, it's saying that even if you have just one wallet between you and you've got that wallet set up on two different phones, then both of you can still go through and vote. Your voting power will be signed 100% each time. You just won't be able to vote twice on a single proposal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's one of the chores that's time consuming and painful. So you can deregister your mobile phone that's got one set of voting power signed up, and then re-log in on the other with the same phone but into the other wallet. Uh, the the only reason for doing that though is if you've done that previously before the snapshot to register both wallets to vote. So if you haven't registered both, then don't bother doing it this time round. And in fact, what I do, because I've got several wallets, probably up to 10 now, which is a pain. Before the snapshot this last time, to try and simplify using all my voting power, I actually moved my ADA between wallets. So I pulled them into, I think it was 3 in the end, so that I'd got fewer voting rounds to try and replicate. So what I'll do is at the weekend, I'll go through that big list of proposals that I've selected and I'll load up. I've got old phones as well that I use, so I'll probably have 2 phones going. I'll run through voting with one of those big wallets from one phone, another big wallet from the other, and then the third one I'll unload and load up into one of those phones again, so I can get my full voting power. And part of that is because I run a stake pool. I've got my pledge in the pool, which is obviously where the bulk of my ADA holdings are, and that secures my investment in the network. People understand that with a high pledge, I'm around for good. I'm not looking to sell them disappear, and so I don't want to muddy that wallet's contents with anything else. And that one is managed differently. It's not done in Eternal or Daedalus or Euro or anything like that. It's done as a separate private key only based wallet sitting on an air-gapped computer. So that one never touches the chain. And to register that one to vote is a complicated mechanism of scanning QR codes and whatnot. But yeah, I've got that registered to vote. So I do that separately from my general public access wallets that I have day to day. But it is an involved process still. Hopefully it'll be a bit slicker this time with some of the favoriting we've got in the app now. But I'm not entirely convinced. So that's Catalyst voting. It does end on Monday, so hopefully you get your votes in on time. You don't spend the whole day voting, Robin. Perhaps do it at the weekend so you can actually relax on your birthday. Oh, you've done the ones that you intended to. Cool. Yeah. So that's great. Thank you very much. And like one new initiative I started up last week was to start looking at important dates for that are coming up to do with any of the projects I've spoken to you about in the past. And so if I find that again, I should be able to share it with you. So I mentioned at the start of the call, I'm not sure you were on yet, Robin, that Ziberbugs, which is the game that we were part of the ISO for, that's actually released a playable demo. So that's quite a nice development to go and have a look at. In fact, I'll just grab this other screenshot first, if I can find it. It might be too long ago. Might not find it now. Yeah, it's gone. So let me just jump to the. Am I still screen sharing? Yeah. Yes. So this Ziberbugs team have launched a playable demo. The demo is. Don't think it was this PvP gameplay reveal. Maybe it is. Yeah, that's just a promo video, but that's worth a watch if you want to have a look. I'll drop that in the chat so you can see where the project is going, and because you're holding tokens now, because hopefully you claim them from Tosi Drop after delegating to Fluid Pool. It's good idea to keep an eye on the game itself, on the development, and we hopefully will see a boost in token price as it gets nearer to game launch. Yes. So for the Ziberbugs, it was a one-off release. So there was, I don't know, like 10 epoch period where the Tosi Drop put part of the Ziberbugs out each month, each epoch. But at the last one, they all accrued, and at the last epoch, that's when I said, okay, go and grab them all now with a one transaction fee, and that way you're maximized on and reduce your costs in terms of getting hold of those tokens to 0.17 ADA. But that will be all the ones you can collect, all the Zyber tokens you can collect. You can still go to Tosi Drop for more tokens over time, like the audit tokens that I talked about for the Scat DAO project that got this research tool that they're working on for project research. You can get hold of their tokens still from Tosi Drop. And that one, I think, is coming out. The audit token is coming out every epoch. You can go and get new ones. So it's 100 at a time. You do pay 2.17 ADA to get hold of that token. But if you believe in the project, you like their tools, then it's a way of supporting the project anyway. So you are exchanging a real ADA there for native tokens. But the growth of those native tokens, if they do have success, will be much higher than the growth of the ADA, just because of this tiny market cap that these newly launched projects have. But yes, grab what you want. Don't feel guilty if you don't get them. Don't worry about it. If you're hesitant because of the exchanging, ADA is a safer store of value than any of these things. But if you're speculating, you've got some play money, then these things are quite fun to get hold of. So that's Ziberbugs. Yes, I believe it does. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, so I've just dropped a link to an article on the Ledger site itself that details how to connect your Eternal wallet to to the Ledger. Uh, I I've got a feeling there was something like you couldn't change your stake from the Ledger yet, but that feature is coming out very soon. So have a read through, see what's possible and what's not. I think because you're already staked, it won't be an issue. Um, but yeah, it might be that you won't be able to stake with the new Ledger wallet just yet. But have a look, have a read through. I'd really encourage you to go and do it. You're a detail-oriented person. You're belt and braces, so you know you'll do a good job. Just have to trust yourself. Yes, no, yeah, yeah, good shout. Um, get yourself as confident as you possibly can be with everything new on that laptop. uh, I am determined to find this gameplay, so you guys can actually go and play with it. I'm just checking Twitter now because that's a good source of it. More information. Uh, so the video I dropped in that's showing the gameplay. Here it is. This is the actual link to the prototype. So you can let it load up. I think it's the Unity game engine. And then you can play with it in the browser. You can actually have a game. Now, it's not the best game at the moment. This is only a prototype. And the in-game footage for the bigger one shows you where it's heading. But it gives you a good impression of the team, what they're capable of, and hopefully the the attention they'll attract over time. And the auto battler model game is a really huge industry. So other blockchain based auto battlers on like Ethereum network, they're making really good money. So um, that's interesting and good news. Now I was going to show you something else, wasn't I? Before I got sidetracked by Ziberbugs. Perhaps it was the Machiavellic project. So this is another blockchain game being built on Cardano. This one I'm excited about. Again, they've got it looks like I'm going to be part of their ISPO, which is great because we'll get some free tokens just by delegating to Fluid Pool. Thing about I like about this is that their artwork is phenomenal on this game so far. So it's not in-game footage, but it is promotional artwork that I think looks great, and they've got some really nice backstory, and they're opening up cohorts of game character types that you can be part of, and those will be represented by stake pools. So for us, we're going to be able to choose which sort of cohort we're going to be part of, and then there'll be promotions, like we did last time with Ziberbugs on Twitter, with incentivizing tweets and likes and follows and stuff to try and improve the exposure of the game. And off the back of that, we'll be able to earn their token. They've also got opportunities coming up with buying NFTs, and the thing that is available pre-launch, so before the tokens even launched, before the game's even launched, we've got access to a buying opportunity potentially to do some seed investment. So if we did have some gambling money that you wanted to throw at potentially buying some tokens before they've launched even, and of course they can launch and it could plummet, or it might turn into the next huge game. But you know, it's an opportunity that I've been able to get access to. So if you wanted to partake in that, have a word. I'll drop the invite to their Discord server. I know Paul is already on there having a look around, and they've had a couple of AMA sessions where you can answer questions on, or ask them questions on their game and on their approach. So hopefully we'll see some good activity from that over the next couple of months. Hey, good to see you. Don't know if you want to on mic, but yeah. This is Paul, yeah, Dean, one of my regulars, and that is the Paul. Your ears must have been burning, Paul. We were just talking about you. That's quite all right. I understand what it is to be a taxi dad. So yeah, I was just talking about Machiavellic, which is this new game being built on Cardano, and the opportunity to get involved in a pre-token launch sale that they're doing. So I did drop a link back through to the links previously. If you can open up the chat in the voice channel, guys, you'll be able to see this link here, which takes you to all the links I posted previously. I think there is an invitation to their Discord here as well, but it looks like it's expired, so I'll recreate a new one actually, and you can jump in and have a look around. So it's not advice, it's just stuff that I'm looking at and interested in, as ever. So there was something, I was touching on something else. What was I going to talk about? Can anybody remind me? Where's it gone? The what, sorry? Oh, yeah, we could have a look at Cardashift, certainly. So yeah, let me just quickly grab a invite link for the server. And I'll drop that into the chat. Oh, my machine is slowing down. So that's a fresh invite to their Discord. You can go in and have a look around. I'm not sure if what was that, whether the seed investment round was open to everybody. Did you see that, Paul, or is it just the SPOs? Sorry, I was talking about the Machiavellic, the game one again. Okay, so yeah, I'll keep an eye on things and report back what I hear. If there's a good opportunity, I'll share those details with you, and you guys can maybe get involved. Excuse me. So, in terms of Cardashift and Clap, they are. There was some activity this week. Not that I can remember what it was now. Oh yes, that was it. So was that because you got your tokens in a pool on Sunday Swap or something? Ah, but it didn't let you participate. Hmm. Let me just see if I can find the link, and I'll try and do it again because I'm sure I got it up and working. Yeah. So I'm launching the app. I've got my Nami wallet up and running. Vote for projects. Is that the one? This does look different. I can't remember this. Wait, what was the link I dropped in Discord? That should take us there. So the vote. Yeah, and the stakers only. DAO. Oh, that's right. They're switching to a DAO, so they're actually setting up a proper infrastructure for governance through the community. Let's try that link. I think I was on the wrong platform. Yeah, we go. So the vote is open now, so I could actually go through and vote. I'd forgotten about this one, so that's useful to know. That's my Nami wallet. It only works with Nami and Flint, not Eternal. Sign with payment key. Just bear with me. Let me try again. So this Cardashift platform is like a launch pad for mission-driven impact projects building on Cardano. So if your project has a sort of bent towards environment or social improvement or governance, then you can put your project onto this platform. That was the launch pad, and then receive votes from everybody that's holding the clap token, which then lets the community effectively decide which projects make it onto the incubator. So once a project has been voted for, they get a whole lot of support in terms of project structuring and creating and launching their own token and so forth to actually get their project up and running. And so I like that as an approach, having a launchpad platform that's very ethically minded, got a mission a bit bigger than just economics. So yeah. No. Yes, their funding mechanism, I'm not sure if they've got additional treasury that they're then using to power the incubator, the accelerator, but the clap token is just a governance token. So they're trying to, and because they're heading towards being a DAO, they're really trying to leverage community knowledge to manage the incubator, which project can fund it. So it's kind of like a project Catalyst, but a bit slicker. and a bit more exclusive, I guess. So yeah, that's a good question. I don't know where their actual treasury comes from, but I imagine it's perhaps from. I did actually look back in the day. So this is their DAO page. They have got a bit more information on the team and so on and so forth. And they've got a white paper for their clap token, but their team did look pretty broad, pretty strong. I mean, it's quite white male oriented at the moment, but it is a decent sized team. So maybe they've got some VC backing. But yeah, useful. And they've got some ambassadors. Yeah. These bottom guys are ambassadors, so they're community guys. But advisors may not be paid. Product though, these will be staff. Growth marketing comms. Impact. Blockchain, yeah. So a very big team. And their token is young, so cheap to get hold of at the moment, and maybe a good one to see. And their approach, from everything I've read, is quite I know it resonates with me. The projects that have been on there, like from the first round, Paul, I can't remember. You might remember different ones from me, but one I remember was like reusable fast food chain crockery. So instead of getting your cardboard or polystyrene box with your burger in it, you'd get a little plastic tray that you could then drop into a bin. It'd go through a cleaning process. So just to reduce the one-time plastic use, which is a great thing. But then there are others that were really dealing in social impact as well. Can you remember any, Paul? My mind is blanking at the moment. Right. Well, maybe we could have a session trying to clear that for you. Yeah. So a good one to have a look at anyway. Interesting project, and they got dark mode. I love a dark mode. There we go. Cool. So any more questions? Anything I've forgotten to talk about that I said I would? Brilliant. Excellent. Thank you, Jaya. It's much appreciated. Okay, got the hang of it. Got the process down. Great. And yeah, there are lots of good projects out there. I don't know if you've got any proposals in there at the moment, eh? Well, that sounds very cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see what comes out of the new light wallet from IOG, because I think lace, yeah. I hope. Yeah, I kind of shudder every time I have to go into Ethereum type stuff. But I do appreciate Brave's entrance into that light wallet market, because MetaMask, yeah, again, just it's not a great UI, not a great experience, and just insecure. The information that's put to you when you're getting involved in signing transactions, things is just it's just bad communication, and I think that's something we really need to fix for Cardano as well. Is that get that level of understanding and the education going on as you are interacting. You're connecting dApps and things like that. There's got to be an onboarding process there that isn't just click this button and it'll be okay, because that's kind of what we're at the moment. And you can connect to, I mean, not so much in Cardano, but certainly with Ethereum, you can connect to smart contracts that give a whole load of permissions to interact with your wallet that you just don't know you're giving. The ledger does, yes, make it a lot more secure. Is that what you're asking about? So yes, yeah. So having the wallet on a hardware device that is entirely separate is always going to be more secure than a hot wallet, which is what MetaMask and so on are. And so interacting through MetaMask with a hardware device is a better approach. Still not. Love it. Really good approach. Yeah. The sort of the gray area is that even with a hardware wallet, particularly on Ethereum, you can be signing transactions that give more permission than you think you're giving just for a single transaction. So that that level of information just isn't displayed to you. Right at the start of the call, we were talking about hardware devices, and we covered the Engrave Zero, I think it's called, which I'm screen sharing at the moment. And that, it's similar sort of approach as you're talking about. As far as I can see, it is what looks to be I mean, it's all custom hardware, but it's got the same form factor as a mobile phone. It's a little smaller, but it's completely air gapped, so there's no Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or NFC in it, which is the downside to using a mobile phone. And it does. One clever thing is that it just interacts it's got a camera on it, and it uses that for scanning QR codes. So that's how you interact with the sort of the live version of the wallet. And the signing hardware is all independent and only communicates via this QR system. And it's got that, because it's a phone form factor, it's much better user interface. Unfortunately, it's pretty prohibitive to buy, I think. So I don't know if I'll get one. I think it was like 300, 398. It's a pretty heavy investment, but if you're a big holder, then it makes sense, I guess. Yeah. I haven't used a hardware wallet yet, so I'm kind of not a man of experience. But reading around, I do plan to own one soon. So yeah, all this discussion is great. I hadn't seen the tangent before. That's cool. Thank you. I'll yeah. Yeah, and it's sort of prohibitive for newbies coming in. So if you've got low holdings, then you don't want to be forking out half of it on a hardware device, which leaves you most vulnerable. So you're most likely to have an issue, and that damages the whole industry then. Because if our newbies are getting hijacked and hacked, then yeah, that's a problem we need to solve. Wow. So yeah, Robin, with your new hardware and and slow approach and getting your hardware wallet in place already, that's definitely good tactics. Well, we've gone 10 minutes over, and I'll try and honor everybody's time. So we'll wrap it up for this week. But really good session, lots covered. It is recorded, so it'll be up on YouTube, and you can go and pick up on anything we do. I think we'll be timestamping it as well. But thanks for interacting, everybody. Remember, last votes, even though A doesn't before Monday. Yeah. Yeah, so get your votes in, and I'll see you all next week.